Now let me come to Edward, because I spoke with Peter before we went to break. I'd like us to look at the issue of small businesses now. For those who want to begin a business and want to multiply it, want to increase the cash flow and be able to run and control millions later. So how do you think they should go about it, Edward?
The personal finance dimension to small business is a bit different. So a scenario is you have 100,000. You are going to split it down into a lot of things you want to do. So the quadrants we mentioned for the individual, the 4 quadrants, self-benevolence, saving and investments, for a small business owner is almost similar. So you look at how do I finance my pre-operating expenses, what are the basic things I need to spend money on, like promotional materials to get money, then how much am I also investing in the business, like stock, operating expenses, still in that 100,000, then what am I buying on fixed asset? Do I need the phone? Do I need the furniture? The turnaround time most times is different. But we are saying if you have 100,000 as a small business owner, you should, if you do 20, 20, 20 in 3 places, that's 60. Then the last bucket is 40. So we can use 40,000 naira to buy the stock of whatever we want to trade. Then we use 20,000 naira to promote the business, do flyer, do marketing to sell what we want to sell. Then we use another 20,000 naira to buy a phone, to load the car, to do transport. Then we use the last 20,000 naira as the step 20,000 naira is like what they call your working capital. Then the last one is your fallback fund. You're not supposed to turn out all the money, which if you lay it on the personal finance quadrant that we had before, that would be your savings. So yes, I have 100,000 for this business, but we are saying that you can't put 100,000 into the business, because once you put the whole 100,000 into the business, then in that same minute you are broke again. And it's not about you running a profitable business; it's about you being able to retain cash, in the business, which is also very important.
Now, Peter, I know that you deal with business owners. I want to believe you do that on a regular basis. How many of them do you think stick to this formula or are able to manage the finances in this respect?
Well, it's a new crusade. We are trying to help people. We didn't understand. We had the formula for making money, but we never graduated with the formula for managing and multiplying money. So this is something new, and we are trying to use all the platforms that we have to help people. People just need a formula. They don't have up to now. So they need a formula. A lot of startups. So they don't have this allocation proportion. And like Edward rightly said, they need to begin to adopt it. And in addition, one of the things I found out about startups, I'm also part of them, is that a lot of startups run out of money. And one of the rules of starting a business is never run out of cash.
Never.
It is rule number 1. The second rule is never you break rule number 1. Don't ever run out of cash. The worst thing that can happen to a startup is not that Lagos State came to lock your shop. Can I tell you the worst thing that can happen to a startup is that you have a request for proposal and you cannot submit it because you can't afford to buy fuel and do the proposal. It's like you have an invitation to make a presentation and you cannot go because you can't transport yourself there. Every startup should ensure they don't run out of cash. One of the ways you can do that is understand your income cycle. Know what your income cycle is. This kind of business you are doing, how often do money come in? My business model, one of role model taught me, he said, among every other thing you do, ensure that you find something doing that brings in daily cash flow. Daily cash flow. He said, look for something that every day you will be counting money. And every time he's telling me, he will be counting money. I don't mind if it is Okada business. I don't mind if it is recharge card. Every startup should have this at the back of their mind, that to have a stable cash flow, develop, Warren Buffett said something. He said, never depend on a single income source. Make investment to create a second source. That's the richest man in the world talking. And he feels that standing, depending on one income source, is like standing on one leg. So find something else by the side, and most especially if you are a consultant like some of us are still doing currently, or if you're in the kind of business that the cycle is usually 2 months, 3 months and all of that, you're not shutting down because money is not coming in. You can't shut down. You need to be able to continue running. And the other thing that can also help startups is embrace the lean startup model. Start lean.
Small.
Start small. Start cautiously, if I may put it that way. Pardon my language. But there is no point a startup going to look for an office if the owner of the business has an apartment he's paying rent for. It doesn't make business sense. And I say to people, except you're married, if you're single, why do you need a living room when you are not making a living? Clear the living room, let it start making money for you. You don't need a parlor. For what? Who cares? Enter inside the bedroom. In fact, enter one corner. Let the sitting room be the office. So a lot of startups are carrying a lot of unnecessary overhead. Start in your house. If you're a graphic person, I don't even know why a graphic person should ever even need an office for the first 5 years. Because your creativity is inside your head and your laptop. If you have your Mac and you have your brain, you don't need an office. Stay at home. That extra money, that doesn't mean you will not remove that money. Go and estimate what your rent is. So if your rent was supposed to be 300,000 per annum, at the end of every year, find how you can remove that 300,000, put it into something. So the challenge is that sometimes when we make this lean startup adjustments, we don't put that money aside. So at the end of the day, you find out that yes, we have started lean, but the money is still going out from some other holes. So I said 2 things. Number 1, never run out of cash, and one of the ways is understand your income cycle, and then find something that brings in money every day, and then start small.
All right, Edward, before we wrap up, the issue of innovation comes to the table when Peter talked about you must have something that brings in cash every day, trying to do like him.
Yeah.
You must count money every day.
Count money every day.
So does that mean that if you are starting a business that may not really be geared towards you making cash every day, you have to innovate? Is that what it means right now?
Yes, you have to. It's something that can happen. Some people call it backward integration, depending on your cash cycle. Some people call it new product development. So you can develop a new product internally that can give you money. Some people call it diversification. So if it cannot happen via bootstrap, it cannot happen via, we also do consultancy and we make money 3 months, 6 months, but that's terrible. That can be very, very funny. So we have to develop another product. We have a material and a CD that we can take to the marketplace shorter, faster, and cheaper and get money. So that funds liquidity, fund office, internet, fund car for the fuel, fare for the car, and go for meeting all of this. So we are not stranded, But again, we also have diversification. We have another trading arm where we do regular buying and selling. Okay. So again, we've explored all of those 3 options. And the most important thing in personal finance is to understand that you may be broke, but you still have money. A lot of people don't know how to not tell themselves that they don't have money. So they see 3 million around their accounts, they think they have money. I've been broke repeatedly, but I've always had money. But yes, I've been broke.
Okay.
But I've never been out of money.
Now, as we close, Peter, what's your parting words for our viewers who have been watching us and been listening to a conversation? What do you tell them on the personal finance, whether as individuals or even as a startup or even some kind of a medium income company?
Okay, I won't go back to what I've said, but I will say, in addition to everything I've said, I will part with this word: unload. Debt is a virus. In this environment, they call it gbese. Stay away from anything that will put you into debt. When you are making money and you have a debt load on you, you are as good as not making money, because the money comes in and it just goes out. So have a way of pay off your debt, and finally learn how to say no. It's a golden word. It's a precious word. Only strong-minded people say no. No, the point where you say no, I can't go forward.
All right, Edward?
Personal finance is all about discipline. Simple wisdom 101. You cannot spend less than you earn. Save. If you're earning 100,000, save. If you're earning 1,000, save. If you're earning 1 billion, save. If you don't save, then you are not in this school of personal finance. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, gentlemen.
Thank
Peter
you.
Ogbonna and Edward Asene. Peter is an Innovation Point, the CEO of Innovation Point, and Edward is a business development expert. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you for the opportunity.
I know that our viewers benefited a lot from this conversation. And on this note, we'll wrap the program. Thank you so much, our viewers, for taking time out to also watch the program. We do appreciate your time with us. I am Bolaji Akinwale. News Track is up next.